He was arrested yesterday at Citi Field. It was during a music festival in the afternoon before he performed. He's one of 6 indicted for conspiracy to distribute more than 100 kilograms of controlled substances on Long Island and in New Jersey. And those arrested also include a New Jersey correction officer. Officials say Fetty Wap and others involved transported, distributed deadly and addictive drugs, including heroin and fentanyl on Long Island, deliberately contributing to the opioid epidemic. The multi-million-dollar drug distribution used Suffolk County as their home base. We're told the defendants would get drugs on the West Coast and use the U.S. Postal Service and drivers with hidden compartments to transport the drugs across the country to Suffolk County, where they were stored. Fetty Wap's role, according to officials, a kilogram-level redistributor for the trafficking organization.
Fetty Wap walking out of federal prison in early 2026 wasn't supposed to happen like this. His release date was set years ahead, and yet there he was, back in New Jersey, surrounded by family, fans screaming 1738, cameras rolling, and the internet instantly jumping to one conclusion. He must have told. That's how the story always goes online. Somebody gets out early and suddenly the math doesn't matter anymore. People stop asking how the system works and start asking who got thrown under the bus. But when you actually slow this story down and look at what really happened, the truth is a lot less dramatic and way more uncomfortable for people who like simple narratives. Because Fetty Wap didn't beat the feds. He didn't finesse his way out. And there's zero public proof that he cooperated with anyone. What really happened says a lot more about how federal prison works than it does about street loyalty. When Fetty Wap stepped out on January 8, 2026, the first thing people noticed wasn't relief. It was confusion. His original projected release date was around 2029. That's what everyone had locked in their heads. So seeing him home roughly 3 years early felt wrong to a lot of people. Clips started spreading fast, Fetty hugging relatives, crowds clapping, people chanting his name like it was 2015 again, celebration everywhere, and at the same time, comment sections were already filling up with the same question typed 100 different ways. How'd he get out that fast? The answer is boring, but boring answers don't trend. Fetty Wap wasn't fully free, not even close. The Bureau of Prisons moved him into community confinement, which is basically house arrest under federal supervision. That means random drug tests, full financial monitoring, no traveling without approval, no opening bank accounts without permission, no alcohol, no slipping up. Every move gets watched. Any violation sends him right back inside. This isn't some victory lap. This is still doing time just without the walls. He made that clear himself when he posted after coming home, thanking family, thanking fans, talking about staying focused, talking about giving back. Nothing reckless, nothing taunting, nothing that sounds like someone who just got away with something. To understand why the internet got this wrong, you have to rewind to how Fetty Wap even ended up in the feds. Back in October 2021, he was arrested at Citi Field in New York, right before he was supposed to perform at Rolling Loud. That wasn't coincidence. The feds like public arrests. They like making examples. That indictment wasn't new. It had been building for months, maybe longer. Wiretaps, surveillance, financial records. This wasn't a random stop or a mistake. This was a finished case. Prosecutors accused Fetty Wap of being part of a bi-coastal drug trafficking operation that ran from California to New Jersey and Long Island. The operation allegedly moved large amounts of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack. And fentanyl is the key word here. Once that drug appears in federal paperwork, everything changes. Judges get harsher, prosecutors push harder, sympathy disappears. Fetty wasn't charged with being a kingpin, but he was charged as a kilogram-level distributor. That alone puts you in serious territory. At first, he bonded out. Then in August 2022, everything collapsed. His bail got revoked after he allegedly threatened someone on a FaceTime call. Whether that threat was real or exaggerated didn't matter. Judges don't play with witness intimidation. Once that happened, he was done. From that moment on, his only real option was damage control. That's where people misunderstand the guilty plea. In federal court, pleading guilty does not automatically mean you cooperated. It means you did the math. Federal prosecutors win the vast majority of trials. When they have recordings, texts, packages, cash, and co-defendants, fighting the case usually just adds years. Fetty Wap pleaded guilty in August 2022 to conspiracy to distribute at least 500 grams of cocaine. That charge carries a mandatory minimum of 5 years. He got sentenced to 6. That number matters. If Fetty Wap had cooperated in any meaningful way, his sentence would not be 6 years. Cooperation cases usually come with massive reductions. Prosecutors file motions, judges go below mandatory minimums, you start seeing sentences cut in half or more. That didn't happen here. 6 years is basically the floor plus one. That's standard. That's not a reward. He served from August 2022 until January 2026, about 3.5 years. The rest came off through federal time credits, good conduct time, program participation, the First Step Act. This isn't secret. Every federal inmate can earn these credits. It's math, not favors. But math doesn't travel well on social media. The snitch rumors came from people who don't understand how federal sentences are calculated. They hear mandatory minimum and think every case works the same. It doesn't. Fetty's personal charge wasn't 100 kilos. It was 500 grams. Sentencing focuses on what you're directly responsible for, not the full conspiracy. He also had limited criminal history and accepted responsibility early. Those things matter. His lawyer publicly stated he did not cooperate. No cooperation paperwork ever surfaced. No testimony against co-defendants. No public filings showing assistance. The cases around him continued without any sign he flipped. The rumors are built entirely on timing, not evidence. Now, the other big question people asked was safety. Is Fetty Wap in danger now that he's home? Right now, there's no credible indication that he is. There were no threats trending, no warnings from known rivals, no cryptic posts, no sudden beefs popping up. His welcome home videos were public, crowded, and open. People don't do that when they think someone's about to get touched. If there was real heat, his team would have moved differently. He's had past issues in New Jersey years ago, real street problems. But time changes things. People age out, people get locked up, people move on. Nothing from his past has resurfaced in a way that suggests active danger. What did pop up immediately was family drama. Mothers of his children calling him out publicly, accusing him of not showing up. That's messy, but it's not violent. That's personal accountability, not street retaliation. So if he's not hiding, not being threatened, and not ducking, then the bigger question becomes the uncomfortable one. What's left for Fetty Wap now? By the time he went to prison, his music career was already fading. That part gets ignored because prison feels like the turning point, but it wasn't. His run peaked in 2015. Trap Queen was lightning in a bottle. The sound changed. The wave moved. Fetty didn't evolve fast enough to stay ahead of it. By 2018, the momentum was gone. By 2021, he wasn't competing with new artists anymore. He was competing with nostalgia. Prison didn't kill his career. It exposed how fragile it already was. Now he's home in a completely different industry. Streaming rules everything. Algorithms reward consistency. New artists drop non-stop. Audiences have shorter attention spans. Nostalgia can get people to click once, maybe twice, but it doesn't build a long-term comeback by itself. If Fetty tries to recreate Trap Queen, it won't work. That sound belongs to a moment that already passed. But that doesn't mean he's finished. It means he has to be smart, strategic. He needs the right collaborators, the right producers. And most importantly, music that feels current without pretending it's still 2015. The industry might hesitate to work with him, not because of snitch rumors, but because of logistics. Supervised release makes everything harder. Touring needs approval, travel needs permission. Money moves are monitored, that slows business down. At the same time, his story still carries weight. People remember what his music meant during a certain time in their lives. That emotional connection is real. Whether he can turn that into relevance again is the real test. And then there's the moral question people don't like talking about. Fetty Wap wasn't just a rapper who got caught up. He was involved in moving drugs, including fentanyl. That drug has destroyed families, communities, entire neighborhoods. Some people don't feel comfortable celebrating someone tied to that damage. That criticism isn't fake, it's real. And it's something he'll carry whether he addresses it or not. So this isn't a redemption story yet. It's a crossroads. Fetty Wap didn't cheat the system. He didn't beat a case. He didn't get saved by cooperation. He did federal time, earned federal credits, and came home under strict supervision. The rumors say more about how fast people jump to conclusions than they say about what actually happened. The real question isn't whether he told, it's whether he can build something new in a world that already moved on. Because the streets don't run the music industry anymore. And nostalgia doesn't last forever. So what do you think? Did Fetty Wap handle this the right way? Is there still room for a comeback, or was his run already over before the cell door ever closed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure you're subscribed.